Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
What's going on, fight fans? Rob Smith back again for Combat Sports UK. I'm here with the Yorkshire Terrier himself, Jack Terry. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Yes, I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Mate, I can't complain. So I guess we'll jump straight into it. You've got a fight at Cage Steel September 7th, fighting for the bantamweight title again. I'm going to try and butcher his name, so I apologise in advance. Jonathan Francisco. I think I've done all right there. I think I'm fingers crossed. A big title fight. How you feeling coming up to the fight?
Yeah, I'm excited, to be honest. Yeah, I'm buzzing for it. I mean, title fight for me is something that's been in the works for a while. So I had an injury last year, a little bit of a setback, but this is a major comeback and I'm excited for this. In terms of him, his name, I've butchered it. He's got about 5 names. Can't find him anywhere, but it is what it is. I don't give a shit. I'm ready, man.
So you mentioned there that you've had a bit of a long layoff. So has it been frustrating to be sitting out for so long? Would you rather just be active, tuning fight after fight? Because I think in the amateurs, you see activity is the most important thing. So I'm assuming from your side, it's been frustrating just to be kind of sat on the sidelines injured.
Yeah, it's literally the worst thing, bro. Like last year, I had three fights in that year, which isn't the most amount of fights. I wanted to have more, but then I came into this next year with a big plan, and then had a title fight booked. Had a little bit of an injury, and it really set me back. For me, activity is like the main thing. It really did bother me, but now I'm hungrier than ever. I've had a year to evolve, and it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous when I get in there for sure.
So with that injury, was it more like something? So could you not train at all? Could you say? I know, for example, I spoke to George Hardwick a few months back, and he broke his jaw. But in the meantime, he could still do weightlifting, things like that. Was this an injury?
Yeah.
Where you could do nothing at all, or could you focus on other facets of your game?
Literally nothing. I did my ribbing, absolutely fit up. Couldn't do nothing, so I was out from training, the gym, running. So I was just at home in my thoughts. I didn't pull out till like the last minute because I wanted to give it a time I could, but I literally couldn't do anything. So it's one of them where it just torments you at home. Listen, if I have a little injury or whatever, I'm going to crawl in there and still give it. So trust me, don't worry about that.
Well, now that you're back, how has training been going? How do you feel? Has this been a great training camp, or is it? I know I think sometimes people always say it's been the best training camp. Sometimes you get people who are a bit more just honest and say, look, it's been tough, but we've got through it. How has training been?
Yeah, it's cliche and everyone says, oh, it's the best training camp I've ever had. I'm feeling whatever, but literally the evolution I've had is scary. This camp is the main thing is going to get different work from different places. I've been going to some of the best gyms in England, up in Leeds at AVT, IMA. I've been mixing it with the best guys, and to see how I'm stacking up is nice, man. And I'm excited to show what I've learned in this year, man. Definitely.
So for Cage Steel fans and also just MMA fans in general, can you give us a breakdown of your fighting style? Like, what can they expect to see from you?
Literally just I decode this guy, man. I'll go in there the first round and I'll see what he's about, and then see what he's good at, and I'll take it away from him. Like for me, my style, if you watch me and you watch my fights, you'd think, oh, I'm a striker or whatever. In the gym, people think I'm a nasty grappler. So out there, I'm gonna show some new wrinkles. Forget that style that I've had before. I'm gonna show everything. I'm gonna be a full mixed martial artist. I'm gonna try and take them apart. That could be a finish either way, submission, knockout. It don't matter. I'm getting it done. So yeah, tune in for that.
And with this fight being a title fight, has there been any added pressure? Because sometimes when you see on the big stage, like there is added pressure because a title fight is a big deal, no matter if it's amateur, pro, it doesn't matter. A title fight's always a big deal. So have you noticed any added pressure, or have you kind of just thrived in that environment?
It's the same. Like the pressure's there. If you lie to yourself and you say, "Oh, I don't feel the pressure," whatever, then it can bother you. But I just use it as a weapon. You know what I mean? The more nervous I get, the more dangerous I get. The more dangerous I get to put on a show. But I'm sure I'll feel it a little bit more as I get up there. But the way I've been training, the confidence that I've got in my skills and the people around me having them, then I feel like I'm more than comfortable, more than ready. I think this is a platform to show my skills and put this division on notice, man.
We've kind of touched on having activity as a fighter. Let's say you get away unscathed. I'm assuming you want to get back in there as soon as you can, really.
Yeah, literally. I want to be in there competing every month or so, every couple of months max, and I want to literally put a good resume together. I want to beat the best, or at least fight the best in my division, because this is literally the way I see it is like a training program. When you're in the amateurs, you want to mold your skills. You want to see all your holes, iron them out, and then get rid of them before you go pro. So I want to fight the best, literally all of them. So I don't care, man.
Well, I think that is a perfect outlook to have. I went to Unity Fighting Championships about 2 months ago. I think it was maybe three, and I spoke to some of the fighters there, and they were talking about like having training camps. And to me, at amateur levels, training camp isn't necessarily. I don't think it's necessary. I think like I said, if you want to fight consistently, it's not all about being in camp. It's just constantly looking to evolve as you're doing. You go to different gyms. You constantly surround yourself, and you want to push yourself. You see some people who stat pad against absolute cans, and then they go into the pros and they get bad. Whereas like you said, you want to test yourself. And if I think I spoke to another fighter who's also in your weight class, that could be a big fight down the line in the amateur scene called Dacre Bradley. And I spoke with him, and he was saying how like a loss isn't setting back. A loss is obviously you want to win, of course you do, and a loss is you're always going to be a little bit disappointed. But it's, at the amateurs, it doesn't really mean too much as long as you're testing yourself and you're getting the rounds in, the experience. That's all you can really ask for at this level. And then once you get to the pros, you'll be so much more comfortable in the cage. You'll have seen everything.
Yeah, you'd literally rather have that blemish at amateur. Do you know what I mean? You'd rather get that mix in with the best, and then maybe you fall, you stumble or whatever. But that'll make you 10 times a fighter when you go pro. So I think the best guys know that, and the best guys will mix it. So that's all I'm worried about. The guys that start padding, I don't think I'll be seeing them because once I before me, I don't think I want to fight me. So it's cool.
And so, what are your short-term goals? Like, are you looking to have? Because I think that I don't know what the rule is anymore, but I know before it was you have to have 5 amateur fights and you can go pro. But are you looking
Yeah.
to go pro as soon as possible, or do you want to kind of build a bit of a resume and really hone your skills at the amateur level, then go pro once you feel like you're 100% ready to go? Or are you looking to just fast track and get into the amateurs as soon as possible?
I think time-wise, I want to get into pro quick, but that don't mean I'm not going to be putting the activity in. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it over a time in this many years. If by this many fights or this much experience and testing myself against this many styles, going into grappling comp, going to everything. I'm surrounded by pros in my gym. There's a couple of pros that just got signed to Cage Warriors, Brandon, Guest, Joe Amber, some really talented fighters, and I'll know when I'm ready because them guys are ready and they're like the benchmark for me. So I'm looking at guys like that to work towards that goal, man.
And also for long term, I think this is one question I always ask the amateur fighters, especially, and I think the way the sport's going, I think I don't think there's a right answer. And so, what is your like main goal long term? I know some people will say, "Oh, UFC title 100%," and you'll get some people who are more prize fighters, and they're more honest about that. Their main motivation is money. And for example, they might want to go to fight in PFL because they have that $1 million payday for in the tournament. So, what is your long term goal as a fighter?
Yeah, I think when you look at it in terms of the long goal, everything seems far away, you know. But if you just take it a step by step, there's little short things that can come pro, make waves, and then get signed somewhere nice, and then but take exciting fights. You know what I mean? Things that excite me, exciting ventures, whether they're fights people want to see or I want to see against other people, and then the promotions will come. Do you know what I mean? It's just about putting the best fights on and showing the best performances for now, and the rest will follow.
Of course. And so obviously you're only 3 fights into your career. I wanna ask what inspired you to start MMA? Like what made you want to like get into it?
The pure shape of me. I loved MMA, yeah, but I was huge, mate. I looked like Mitchell, man. I was going out in t-shirts, and literally the bottom of my belly was sticking out, and my tops on the photos with all the boys, and I was thinking, I can't be doing this anymore. People calling me Tubby Terry and that. I was like, fuck this, man. I'm getting in the gym. And I wouldn't say I was talented when I got into it. My best friend AJ Hall was also fighting on the show. He inspired me. We both trained together. We have since we started, but I wouldn't say I was talented, but I loved the sport and I loved competing. So as soon as I got in there, I got my ass handed to me in jits the first day, I was hurt and I was like, that's not happening again. You know what I mean? I'll come together, get my ass handed in the next day and the next day, but I keep showing up, you know what I mean? And I keep testing myself. And then I just started to improve. I started to notice that outside the gym, I was putting in the work that guys weren't willing to do, studying, breaking my own game down, learning from people that people don't want to learn off everyone in the gym, the lowest level, the highest level, I don't care. Technique. So I'm looking at any area to grow my game. But yeah, I say my weight inspired me the most, and I love the sport as well. But being a fat fucker is not that fun, man.
And so we kind of touched on like I would say the Yorkshire Terrier as the fighter, Jack Terry. I want to also kind of just touch on you as a person. So do you literally just solely focus on MMA, or do you work outside of it? Obviously, with the amateurs, you're probably not earning the money that you will in the pros. Do you have a job outside?
Yeah.
Do you go to university? Do you study? What do you do outside of MMA?
So I'm doing electrical engineering full time at the minute. So it is difficult. You know what I mean? I try to train every day, do something every single day, but it is difficult because A lot of these guys in the amateurs are doing the 1-to-1s, they're getting all the free time, but I'm working full time at the minute. It's difficult, and we'll see what happens in the future. But for now, I'm happy. I'm happy in my job, and I'm happy at my progression. And I see it won't stint me in any way. I don't think for now.
Well, you've kind of just answered my second question there. I was going to follow up with like saying how do you kind of balance that? But it sounds like you've got the right mindset. End of the day, you've got to work.
It's not easy, man. Yeah.
You've got to put bread on the table. End of the day, mate. You've got to earn money. I think if you're making it work and it's working for you as it is right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But obviously, when you continue to progress and things start to get super serious, you know, maybe Cage Warriors come knocking, you think, bloody hell, right, okay, I'm gonna start like really I've got to start, and then maybe that's the time. But I think that's a very honest answer of you, and I think you see a lot. Like I know some fighters who they're quite fortunate where they can train full time, even at amateur level.
Yeah.
I think it's good for them, but it's also end of the day, I think you can also burn yourself out by doing that, if that makes sense.
Literally,
if you're
100%,
especially so early on, if you revolve yourself around training, it becomes more of a job than anything. Because you said you've got a passion for the sport, you love it. If you're just constantly thinking about training this, training that, it becomes more of a chore than anything.
Yeah, 100%. I'm obsessed with the sport. Don't get me wrong, but you can have moments where the passion goes. If the passion goes, you're not going to grow the same way. You know what I mean? Some guys might be forcing themselves into it, but I love it. But don't get me wrong, the platform's there to run away and stick to MMA, then I'll do it, man. Because I do love the sport, man, and I would do it forever and do it all day long. It's not a job for me, so yeah.
You've mentioned there about your passion for MMA. Is there any particular fighter who like is your favorite? You know, like when you train, you think, oh, I'm gonna try and emulate this style. Is there any particular fighter that sticks out for you?
Yeah, I say when I first started training, the first fight I ever got in touch with, I seen on Channel 5 when I was younger, was Dominic Cruz, man. I love his style, but you can't replicate that. I do not replicate that. But
it's a tough task. It's a tough task. People have tried.
Yeah. Modern MMA though, Ilya for sure, man. The nice hands, the good jits, the good mix of everything, good head movements, a killer. Yeah, Ilya for me. I love Ilya.
My final question is: do you have a top 5 favorite fighters of all time?
Top 5. I'd have to put Dom in there. Dom in there, definitely. GSP. I'd say Ilya. I'm just gonna put him in there. I don't care if it's too recent. I don't care. I'd say Volk. I love Volk's style. Volk's definitely done a lot in the scene. And then one more fighter, man. And I think I'd say Conor. You know, just because of what he did in the sport, I'd say Conor for sure, man.
Well, yeah, I think it's become more of a trend in like the modern, like especially recently. And I don't understand why. Like, you can have your opinions. Yeah, he's done some controversial things, but there is no more influential figure in the sport's history.
Literally, man.
The sport would not be anywhere near as what it is. Like, I wouldn't be speaking to you right now if it wasn't for him. I got into the sport because of Conor. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this. And I love what I do. And that thanks to people like him, and it brings eyes to the sport. So he has his controversial things. I don't focus too much on that side of stuff. But as an important figure that he is, unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%, man. I feel like you said it's become a trend to hate on him, but he's done the most for the sport. I think he's making other fighters show the personality, which is something that everyone needs to take note of, and it's making the sport grow anyway. Like the way you sell fights is the way do you know what I mean? You promote fights, and fighters are promoting themselves. The brands are getting shown outside of sports and doing more for fighters, and he's done more than anyone else. So yeah, he's definitely up there, man.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think bigging yourself up now is so important. Like I went to PFL Newcastle about 2 months ago, and there was one of their world champions on the prelims, and then you've got fighters like Lewis McGrillen who's got a name, who's on the main card. Yeah. That just shows exactly what it is. Like he's built himself a name, he's got a reputation now, and then they've got world champions who no one knows because it's almost too nice in a way. I feel like sometimes literally. The hold back and they're too afraid to give an opinion. And you got him who's on the main card. Just goes to show how much important selling yourself is these days.
100%. I feel like that kind of wave is something I need to learn off and probably do a bit more. Like them guys have promoted first and then built their fighting level at second, which a lot of the top fighters now are trying to build their brand. But see people like, say, for example, Teddy Stringer and stuff, they've got a great brand before they've even gone into Cage Warriors, and people have got eyes on them already. Yeah, they're people that definitely I need to be taking note of and doing the similar kind of routes as them.
But before we wrap it up, I'll give you a chance to shout out any socials we've got. Follow this man. And also, if you're looking to get tickets to the event, I'm sure you've got a link on your socials. Support the fighters. I'm sure they get a little bit of kickback. Use their link. Support the fighters. So, Jack, really give your socials a quick shout out.
Yeah, my Insta is JackTYT MMA, and my code for the fight is CS Terry. But I just want to say one other thing. Watch out for AJ Hall, who's also on the show with my best friend. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get finished of the night, and people will want to speak to him after that. So look out for him, 100%.
I've just spoken to AJ today. Actually, I'm going to be interviewing him very soon.
Yeah, nice, good man. He's a beast, bro.
I look forward to it. I'm letting all the nice things you said. Well, Jack, I want to thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And September 7th, tune in and watch this man fight.
Yeah, watch that. Stay safe, mate. Yeah, bye.
Perfect, mate. Bye.